Super Lucky Disaster Man. Chapter 3, Exceptionally Lucky, Ordinary Person. Being called by the black-clothed man with a respectful yet fearful tone as Dazai Osamu was an unexpectedly young man, looking to be about the same age as Komaeda Naruto. He's wearing a white shirt, very formal with a black tie. On his shoulders was a strange and oversized suit jacket. His footsteps were as light as a ghost as he walked over, brushing past the black-clothed man, and continued to approach Komaeda Naruto. Komaeda Naruto's eyes were shining brightly as he looked towards the person named Dazai. How formidable. Obviously looked to be the same age as himself, yet he can make these groups of men that on a certain level representative of physical strength and of older adults to obey his orders, like he already inhabits high status at such an age. From the group of men's attitude, he did not rely on his family background, so to be this respected, demonstrates this person absolutely has overwhelming ability and strength. If this world also has Hope's Peak students, this person might become ultimate Mafia or something. Facing Komaeda Naruto's burning eyes, the black-haired youth lightly smiled towards him. We met again. Do I know this person? Komaeda Naruto immediately recalled a little, but could not remember anything. This should not be. If he met such an outstanding person, under normal circumstances, no matter which version of himself, he will not forget. However, didn't something unusual happen yesterday? Is it possible that he met this person in that vague memory? Therefore Komaeda Naruto relied on his detective work to speculate and said, could you be that kind person who lent me his phone to call the police yesterday? The black-clothed man standing behind the youth couldn't help but change expression in disbelief. Eyeballs almost fell out in shock. There's so much stuff in such a short sentence. These kinds of words should not be related to Dazai Osamu at all. You forget? Makes sense, your mental state at that time was really chaotic. It looks much better now. Dazai Osamu indifferently said, more interested in evaluating Komaeda Naruto. Looking much different from the out-of-control appearance that evening, the Komaeda Naruto appeared in front of him now, has a gentle and calm image, at least it looks like that on the surface, completely without the once captivating wild soul. Is it really you? Even if being pointed at by someone with a gun and can still maintain a smile, Komaeda Naruto, yet now carries a despondent expression. To think I even forgot the benefactor who helped me. I really am a very incompetent person. Hearing Komaeda Naruto exaggerated, self-deprecating words, Dazai Osamu slightly raised his eyebrows. The hand that reached out stopped for a moment, then continued. The hand tied with bandage reached over Komaeda Naruto's hair, touching the back of the neck a bit, then retracted, throwing the device in his hand behind. The black-clothed man instinctively glanced at the thing that fell on the ground, and discovered that they were the tracking weapon that was placed on the enemy. Idiot. Dazai Osamu, who previously carried a smile, changed at this moment to indifferent and disgusted. He looked towards the person who was still raising his gun, said with a harsh tone. Although letting the rat escape was part of the plan, you guys were deliberately chosen, but until now you still didn't understand that you got the wrong person. Aren't you a bit too foolish? Being told directly that he was chosen because of stupidity, the black-clothed man embarrassedly retracted the gun, lips twitching, seeming to want to say something but held back. However, even if he didn't say it, Dazai Osamu wouldn't forget. That's right, you just said that even with no tracking device you would still feel that he was suspicious, right? Dazai Osamu suddenly smiled. Oh, I will give you a chance to convince me why. The black-clothed man was very used to his superior's enthusiasm surging, and it was very clear that if he dared to hesitate, this chance would immediately be gone, so he didn't have a single meaningless sentence, and explained. Dazai-sama, this is because when the room was silent, everyone was very nervous, yet he was still eating noodles. This subordinates thought that he was trying to disguise himself as an unrelated passerby, but ended up overreacting. Everyone. Dazai Osamu. Although he didn't see this scene when he arrived, but hearing the description, Dazai Osamu also felt this was indeed very suspicious. But overly suspicious behavior was not something that would be done by someone who planned to run away. His subordinates were still very stupid. It is because of this reason. Komaeda Naruto still had a surprised expression, as if he had worries for his circumstance. It's just that the noodles can't be kept for long, and I'm about to not eat for a day. The black-clothed man was really aggrieved. Normal people wouldn't be eating noodles at this time. Aren't you afraid of being hit by a stray bullet? Ha 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 ha, although me saying this kind of thing is a bit strange, but even an ordinary person like me also has a relatively good quality. I have a little bit of confidence in my luck. If I die from this kind of thing, I won't be qualified to say I'm lucky in the future, right? So that's it, he has this kind of personality. Dazai Osamu from this short contact quickly made a judgment. He looked over Komaeda Naruto's related information before, but the other party's family is normal after all. The plane crash survivor also doesn't count as anything special. Due to minor protection before, even the news are all anonymous. It's due to Komaeda Naruto reside alone that he got the kidnapper's attention, a rich person and no other reasons. Therefore, the focus of investigation is clearly placed on Komaeda Naruto. You wouldn't know if you did not investigate. When separates, everything looks fine. Once added everything together, you couldn't help but jumped in surprised experience. Because of this there is not much details on his personality, just simply, somewhat self-deprecating, but the personality is easygoing and generous, and there is no deeper investigation. Dazai Osamu has seen Komaeda Naruto's crazy appearance in the kidnapping scene, so he immediately knows this investigation on Komaeda Naruto is very superficial. It's just, for him, Komaeda Naruto is only an interesting passerby. Sending people to investigate is solving the port mafia warehouse murder case at the same time, conveniently satisfying a little bit of his own curiosity, so he is too lazy to care whether the information has problems or not. But he did not think that it wasn't long before they unexpectedly met again. With his life changing fast, filled with dramatic development every day, it really does make this person's personality become very interesting. Self-disrespect. This assessment perhaps is not inaccurate in some cases, but the person who said this has not met Komaeda Naruto just now. Again, Komaeda Naruto's arrogance, self-confidence originated from. I investigated you. Dazai Osamu did not hide at all and said, his laughing appearance even carried a bit of childishness. What you experience is something ordinary people cannot understand. Luck, is that your ability's effect? Komaeda Naruto completely ignored the fact that someone was investigating him. To take the time to investigate such a small person such as me, it really flattered me. In fact, you if want to know anything you can directly ask. I will answers the best of my ability with gratefulness in my heart, making myself useful. However, ability. Although the government has always been trying to conceal it, to do that in Yokohama is too difficult. Even if you only return to Yokohama during the holidays, it is impossible not to know anything, right? Dazai Osamu directly revealed the government's plan, and also prevented Komaeda Naruto from pretending to be stupid. Ability users are sparse, but when they do something, the commotion is very large. The special divisions for unusual power are only a secret for ordinary people. Handling these related events is really mentally and physically straining. Other places are fine. Yokohama, this place, because of various reasons, originally said to be sparse ability users like to gather here. Trouble arises when they gather. Thinking to hide from ordinary people is too difficult. They can only make up some ghost stories and urban legends to deceive ordinary people in appearance. They must thank the Japanese people's nature at this kind of time. No matter how crazy you are, whether you are an ability user or not, as long as it does not affect me, then everything is fine. Especially after the Dragon Heads conflict, Yokohama citizens must have guessed something and feel that being tight-lipped and not too meddling are good citizens. Life cannot be too active, only then that a balance is reached with the special divisions for unusual power. And Komaeda Naruto exactly belongs to that guess something type. After all, he is very lucky to directly face an ability user's battle. I do know. But this is the first time that I have known that it is called ability. I thought it would be called superpower or something. Komaeda Naruto bitterly smiled and said, but a trash like me, how can I have such a dazzling identity like an ability user? I am just an ordinary person with a bit of luck. Komaeda Naruto once really was speculating whether his luck was a supernatural ability or not, but now he was very certain that the other world did not have supernatural abilities and superpowers of this kind. Only various kinds of miracles could exist, and two worlds' versions of his luck were the same, so the possibility that his luck was not a supernatural ability was relatively high. The black-clothed man did not dare to interrupt the conversation between his superior and the youth, but his inner comment did not stop. Absolutely will not die from stray bullets in a narrow space. Luck can also be called a little lucky. Is it me who misunderstands the definition of lucky, or you? What the hell are you humbling for? Ah. Remove humble expression and arrogant words posture just now. Ah. Compared to ordinary lucky person, the black-clothed man feels that to support this level of confidence, this person needs to have an ability to make sense. Looking through Komaeda Naruto information, Dazai Osamu smiled, not believing Komaeda Naruto's answer. There are indeed many coincidences in the world, but when the coincidence is concentrated on one person, it becomes a big problem, especially the most recent incident he personally witnessed and checked. To achieve this result requires countless coincidences. There are many incidents in Komaeda Naruto life. To say all are good luck is too excessive. Dazai Osamu of course can see that Komaeda Naruto did not lie, but this kind of thing is not something that, I feel it does not exist, so it does not exist. Have you thought of a possibility? Dazai Osamu smiled and said, because your ability is not under control, so you cannot feel it? Komaeda Naruto, with a face full of emotion, said under the black-clothed man's doubtful gaze, thank you for keeping an eye on me, you are really kind. But how do I confirm this kind of thing? Dazai Osamu was suddenly excited, I have a way. He was bored for a long time. When he can see through everything in life, it makes life very boring. If he stayed in this person's life, would he be swept into all kinds of incomprehensible accidents? Thinking about it was so exciting. It was much more interesting than catching the scattered old rat. Moreover, he was very curious about Komaeda Naruto's goal that even if he died, he still wants to achieve. Anyway, the next thing would proceed according to plan, so why not? But without waiting for Dazai Osamu to continue saying anything, his phone suddenly rang. He immediately dropped his expression and picked up the phone. Boss. Dazai-kun. You also think Elise is more beautiful in red, right? The Port Mafia boss speaks of such a topic on the phone. Elise said my taste is not good. Elise, don't throw those documents, I haven't seen them yet. Dazai-kun, come back and help me. Dazai Osamu hung up the phone without hesitation. Mori-san calling this phone obviously is not about what should Elise wear, but to find him, urging him to come back. For what he has an idea, in short it is no longer the time to be lazy. Dazai Osamu looked towards Komaeda Naruto, his expression regretful. No other way, we just have to wait for next time. Komaeda Naruto was really happy. This person's whole body exuded an aura of someone with great talent. He unexpectedly still willing to take the initiative to contact him. He was dragged into this unfortunate event. In exchange it is to meet again with this person, right? Do you need my contact information? Komaeda Naruto enthusiastically said to the Mafia youth, completely ignoring the strange gazes of other people in the shop. Sorry, with your ability you must have known already, right? I am talkative. Speaking of which, you know me so well, I still don't know your name. Dazai Osamu. He was not stingy with people he was interested in, moreover his last name had been exposed, so he casually introduced himself, but unexpectedly caught Komaeda Naruto's pupil dilating that moment. This discovery made him blink again and his interest surging. What's wrong with my name? Komaeda Naruto's voice revealed an effort to suppress his excitement. It is a really good name. You must be an outstanding person. That's right, you must have transcended ordinary people to be able to. Dazai Osamu made a gesture, making the subordinates behind him not need to act rashly because of a few words, but he himself gently tried, to be able to. Komaeda Naruto pressed down on his temples as if in pain, his eyes also gradually became blurry. That's right, without a doubt. When will your book be out? Dazai Osamu. Dazai Osamu. Author's note. Komaeda, headache, Dazai, that's right, he's a writer. A super high-level writer. Dazai. Man in Black, Dazai Sama. Kind-hearted. Kind.